Welcome back to the shop. Today we have a bit of an educational video for you guys. I got my 1994 Honda 300 four-wheel drive sitting here in front of us, and something that's very unique about these 300s compared to any other four-wheel drive ATV ever built is that these are the only one that has one of these right there, and that is your transfer case. The reason the 300s have a transfer case, or two reasons it has a transfer case, is one, it's a sideways engine and it has a shaft coming out of this here. This is your main shaft from the transmission, and it comes through up behind this cover into this transfer case. And since the differential is in roughly the middle of the frame, it needs to transfer that power further over towards the middle of the quad and up to the differential. And the second reason it needs a transfer case is to reverse the rotation of that shaft. Basically, the differential spins opposite of the rear. So you got your power coming in, say counterclockwise, and it shifts it to clockwise and towards the differential. Of course, depending on whether you're forward or reverse, right? And it's kind of something that's neglected a lot with maintenance on these machines, because you know, guys that aren't around them a whole lot won't know that it's got a separate transfer case and all that. So some important things to note is this is where you put the oil in. There's a little tube right there you can see. That's your vent tube. Those come off pretty often. You want to really make sure that you don't have that come off on you, because that's just going to dump water into that and you won't know. It'll just ruin it. So you want to check on that fairly frequently and check the oil in it. And as far as filling the oil and the capacities, depending on the year, the service manual will tell you to put engine oil in it or gear oil, but it doesn't really matter. I always use AMSOIL Marine Gear Lube because it's resistant to water. But it really doesn't matter too much what you put in it. I've got another transfer case here over on the bench. I'll show you where your drain is and where your checkpoint is and all that. So let's go over to the bench and check her out. Okay, so we're at the bench here. We have a transfer case out of a 300. I've removed this seal. There should be a seal here, but it's not there. This is the front. This is the front. This points towards the differential, and this points towards your motor. So right here is that tube that the vent line should be connected to. Keep an eye on that. Right here at the top is your fill hole. Right here is your check. And there should be a bolt right here, and there's a drain right there. It says right on it. They made it super easy when they built these machines. I mean, it's all cast right into this transfer case, drain, check. And on this side, you'll notice it says oil 200 centimeters cubed, I assume. So 200 mils of oil. And if you ever wonder what this is for, this is to add a speedometer onto the machine. You take this plug out, there's two holes where it mounts, the cable comes out of it, yada yada yada. Alright, so let's just pull it apart. When you're taking it apart, there's going to be a clip right here holding this on. It'll pull apart anyway, but this shaft will stay in there. There's a gear. Just gotta wiggle it. There So there is the insides of your transfer case. These gears are exactly the same. Some guys seem to think that they're different and there's a gear reduction inside the transfer case. There is not. These are exactly the same gears. You can stick them together. They're exactly the same. I think they're 42 teeth, but that's just going off memory here. So that's the inside of your transfer case. And you just put it back together in the reverse order. There's almost no reason you'd ever need to take this apart unless you broke something inside of it. In which case it's more likely you'd be just replacing the entire thing as an assembly anyway. So there you have it. 304 tracks transfer case.